Welcome to the HIT podcast, H.I.T, Human Resources, Insurance, and Technology. I'm your host, Toby Kennedy. Every week, we're dropping into your feed on Tuesdays. Like, subscribe, follow, share, tell a friend. And what I'm going to do is go through various things going on in the world of human resources, insurance, and technology, curate for you what I hope is a good follow, and give you some bite-sized information. With that being said, this week's episode is brought to you by Montage Insurance Solutions. And let's jump right into your weekly hit. For this week's weekly hit, we want to talk about MERP plans, medical expense reimbursement programs, which employers can use to help control the cost of their health insurance. So within the cost of your health insurance, there's really two things going on. There's the premiums that are paid, the dollars that go to the insurance company just sort of for the right to have the contract. And then there's the claims, the utilization, the members going to the doctors, the pharmacists, the MRI machines, etc. So as you look to your two costs, there's always that inverse relationship between what you're going to spend on premiums and what is covered from a claim standpoint, where if members are responsible for a greater portion of the claims cost, then obviously the premiums are lower. And when you look to something like a self-insured plan as opposed to a fully insured plan, on the self-funded plan, your fixed cost, the administrative cost, the things you're paying on a flat, fixed monthly basis are much lower because you're responsible for claims as they come through. So as your members are receiving care, you're paying for the claims. Whereas in the fully insured space, you're paying that flat, fixed monthly amount regardless of utilization, right? All that was taken into account on the front end. So as your members use the plan on an ongoing basis, it's not something that you're going to see fluctuating costs for. And that's kind of the traditional fully insured and self-funding split. But there's a lot of ways to design things sort of up the middle, things that are technically self-insured, but bill and feel like a fully insured product, or the inverse, which is what I want to talk about today. MERP programs are built on a fully insured chassis. You're buying fully insured plans, but you're also paying for claims utilization. It becomes a twofold strategy. Strategy number one is you blow up the plans you have. And what's nice is this works with whatever network you want. Maybe you want your Kaiser plan and your Cigna plan or whatever the case is. You keep those same insurance products, but you add very, very high deductibles, very, very high copays, very, very high member responsibilities. And because of the inverse relationship that insurance has claims and premiums, when you add these plan designs that have the very, very high copays and deductibles, et cetera, you lower the premium. So you as an employer save a fair amount of money in premium. And what you do is it's a twofold strategy. Again, part one is you blow up the plans. Part two is you leverage that premium savings into an account for employees to access so that their member responsibilities at the end of the day are not impacted. Maybe you used to have a $250 deductible and you go to a plan with a $3,000 deductible. You save so much money in premium that what you fund for everybody is $251 through $3,000 of their deductible, meaning they're still only responsible for $1 through $250. Their member responsibility never changed. They access this money through their MERP program, right? So you equip them with either a smart card that draws from the employer bank account or some vehicle for them to pay themselves back to get reimbursed so that ultimately they're not on the hook for this utilization. And so it's an interesting way for employers to save on premiums, but take on some claims liability. You just want to make sure that when you design these, you estimate the claims, you project them closely, carefully, well, and then you build in some version of a stop loss to make sure, hey, look, we saved X amount in premium. We're expecting Y amount in claims. Putting these two things together, it still makes sense for us to do the MERP. But if we have more claims than we expect, would we have been better off simply going with the normal fully insured plan? And that's where what you want to do is bake in a stop loss product that says, hey, look, save a bunch of money in premium, spend some of that savings on claims, but you're only responsible for claims up to a certain dollar figure because anything in excess of that, you're going to have the stop loss perform. And therefore, you've designed this MERP arrangement where you save a bunch in premium, you spend some money on claims, but not to exceed a certain threshold. And that is the way that you can compare this alternative funding mechanism with just your traditional fully insured product. A lot of employers are looking at this. It's getting a lot of traction out there. We wanted to make sure we touch on it here at the H.I.T podcast. Join us next week. We're here every Tuesday. Drop it into your feed. And until next week, make this the best week yet.